Gamescom is coming to a close, but Xbox have come out again in full force and have announced even more games that are coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2023 and into 2024. There are some really awesome titles that are coming, including a sequel to a fan favourite that was released on the Game Pass only last year. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and these are 12 brand new Xbox Game Pass games coming very soon. First up, we've had a game that was shown off at the Xbox Showcase back in June, but we finally have had a Game Pass announcement along with a release window. Dungeons of HINTERBERG is a sort of Zelda-like experience set in a colourful alpine village where you will complete puzzles, fight in some pretty awesome looking combat, and some light platforming. You can snowboard down a glacier, zipline through the forest, climb a mountain, or even have a coffee by a lake. There are definitely no shortage of places to discover whilst you're out looking for your next dungeon. This just looks like such an awesome experience, and I cannot wait to find out more in the coming months. It arrives sometime in the Game Pass in 2024. Now, one janky but funny looking game coming to Game Pass, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is Pigeon Simulator. Believe it or not, there is actually a story to this game. You are a time-traveling pigeon sent to stop a twisted goose from destroying reality. Along the way, you will get to enjoy the freedom of pigeon life as you soar through busy environments, befriend colourful characters, and blanket every visible surface in your excrement. What is funny is that you can actually upgrade your pigeon by eating stuff to alter your biology and unlock a strange mix of superpowers and special abilities. This looks like Goat Simulator and Deer Simulator mashed together, but on another level of weirdness, and to be honest, I'm all for it. If you're looking forward to trying this outrageous looking game, then it arrives onto Game Pass in 2024. One game that I'm very excited to play when it drops onto Game Pass is Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Citizen Sleeper 2 takes the foundations set from the first game and builds upon it to introduce you to a brand new setting, alongside taking control of a brand new sleeper agent with a darker backstory. There are several reasons as to why Citizen Sleeper 2 should be on your radar for upcoming games on Xbox for the next year or two. With the original Citizen Sleeper being esteemed as one of the best indie games we've ever got, and some pretty high expectations have already been set for the second game in the series. With a brief understanding of its story and an animated trailer introducing us to our new agent and the potential antagonist, we're not going in completely blind. With this, we did get a slight bit of information regarding a release date, but there's not one that's been solidly announced, so stay tuned for the channel, especially as the game is slated for a 2024 release. This next game has now received a solid release date for Game Pass, and it's coming this year, which really did surprise a lot of us. Jusant is a climbing game where you reach and grab with each arm independently, and you need to carefully manage your stamina while scaling a huge vertical fantasy world. You will explore a series of dusty, abandoned structures carved into the cliff face, and slowly reading notes and solving puzzles to piece together the story of its long-gone residents. The trailer shows more of the world, including higher parts of the climb that look almost entirely different biomes, with cliff faces covered in green fauna and the player beset by gale force winds. Many have had hands-on with this game at Gamescom and have stated how well crafted the world is and how much of a relaxing and chill experience that it will be. I cannot wait to start climbing in Jusant, and it arrives onto Game Pass very soon on October 31st. A very cool indie dropping onto Game Pass soon gives me Don't Start vibes, and that is Minako's Night Market. This is a game that celebrates Japanese culture whilst introducing a heartwarming story about friendship, tradition, and many cats. You will take control and play as Minako, a curious girl who's just arrived at her new home. The story consists of superstitious locals on the island worshipping the sun cat, but with recent sightings leaves them all puzzled, and it's your mission to find out why and who it is. Along your way, you will discover the secrets behind the town and restore the struggling village to its former glory. Whilst doing this, you'll be able to manage your daily activities, complete various jobs, and craft peculiar items in preparation for the weekly night market. This game takes place across 4 seasons, with the environments changing, and it just looks utterly wonderful. It comes to Xbox Game Pass day 1 on October 26th this year. Now, if you're a fan of sandbox strategy games like 2 Point Campus, then this next game is one that you will need to put on your radar. Galactica is coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2024 and is a game set in space where you set up your own healthcare clinic, treating injuries and illnesses of the multitude of aliens that pass through. Players will get to design, furnish and upgrade your hospital, all whilst managing your doctors and patients and making sure nothing else goes awry. You can see that this game is heavily inspired by games such as 2 Point Hospital, and the developer's last game, War of the Overworld, was very highly received by the gaming community, so my hopes for this entry are very high. This is a very unique title and will bring us some mechanics that are trying to shape up the management sim style games, and I'm all for it, especially as a fan of the space genre. Remember, if you are enjoying this video, smash that like button down below and subscribe for more Xbox content every single week, and let me know in the comments below what your favourite announcement has been from Gamescom over the past few days. Still Wakes the Deep is a very eagerly anticipated game by many out there, and I for one cannot wait to get my hands on this dark and dreary horror game set on my own personal nightmare, an oil rig. You are an offshore oil rig worker fighting for your life through a vicious storm, perilous surroundings, and the dark, freezing North Sea waters. All lines of communication have been severed, all exits are gone, and all that remains is to face the unknowable horror that comes aboard. You will have to search for your crew and help them survive if you can, so with running, climbing, and swimming through the flooded corridors and storm-lashed outer decks, you will face a terrifying, unrelenting foe that will prey on you, and hopefully you can see your family again. This looks utterly fantastic and comes to us from the devs that made Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and Dear Esther, so you know it's going to be a heart-pounding and gripping story. It comes to Game Pass with a release date of early 2024. A game that really made me chuckle whilst watching the Xbox Gamescom stream was HEADBANGERS, and this is coming to Game Pass day one. You may be wondering, what are you looking at on screen right now? And that is the best reaction to have, as it just looks plainly hilarious. Essentially, this is, and I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, a battle royale rhythm game. You and 29 other pigeons will compete against each other in rhythmic battles whilst trying to complete your quest of becoming the master headbanger. We always talk about some incredibly unique titles, and I tell you what, I'm actually incredibly looking forward to this game. Indie devs bring us some cool experiences never seen before, and I'm all for some musical pigeons. The devs have promised 23 minigames across 4 rounds at launch, with more coming down the line. It dances its way onto Game Pass day one on the 31st of October, just in time for Halloween. These past couple of years of gaming have brought us a resurgence of cat games, including the wonderful Stray amongst many others. And now, one that many gamers are clamoring about since getting their hands on it at Gamescom is Little Kitty Big City. Think of the massive hit Untitled Goose Game, but instead replaced the goose with a cat, and you have this amazing looking experience. As the title suggests, you are a cat living in the big city, and you must explore the open world filled with lots of surprises and ultimately find your way home. The devs have promised a plethora of customization for your kitty and a multitude of different quests to complete. If this is anything like Untitled Goose Game, we have certainly got a huge indie hit on our hands, and it comes day one to Game Pass in 2024. Now, one game that many consider to be Game of the Year in 2022 is finally coming to Xbox Game Pass and Xbox consoles very soon, and that is the remarkable and fast-paced FPS Neon White. Neon White is a fast-paced platformer that can help you live out whatever dreams you have of being a speedrunner. You will need to take out every demon on a level before you can reach the exit. Chances are you'll want to do that as quickly as possible to achieve the best time possible and beat your friends on the leaderboard. And there are also dating sim elements too. It's a strange, stylish game, but what else would you really expect from publisher Annapurna Interactive? This game is always so highly regarded, but at the same time it does have its detractors for trying to change up the genre in many ways. Either way, it comes to Xbox Game Pass sometime this year, so stay tuned to the channel for more news. I cannot believe we are getting another game from this developer, and this is so high on my wish list for next year. Another Crab's Treasure, believe it or not, is a Dark Souls inspired adventure in which players will battle as a hermit crab trying to reclaim its shell. You will obviously have to use your standard seashell for bodily protection, however that hermit crab will scavenge armor in the form of cans, cups and whatever's claimed from the sea. The devs have called this a Shells-like, which is absolutely hilarious, and due to the nature of the enemies you will be facing, it enables them to create some awesome natural strafing abilities and combat variety. Aggro Crab are such an awesome indie team, and I just love every bit of this game so far. It comes to Xbox Game Pass day one in early 2024. One awesome looking game coming day one onto Game Pass is very unique by combining narrative design with stop motion aesthetics. It's been a long old wait for the developer developer Slowbro's gorgeous stop-motion style space adventure Harold Halibut. But now, some 7 years after its reveal, an end is in sight and it is coming in early 2024. Harold Halibut tells the story of a young lab assistant forced to live life on board the Fedora, a city-sized spaceship still submerged beneath an alien ocean 250 years after it fled Earth. Whilst some of the inhabitants have reconciled themselves to a life on the sunken ship, others still work tirelessly to find a way to leave the planet and reach a new, drier home. Harold's story lies somewhere between all that, told in an absolutely sumptuous style, part fully voiced stop-motion movie and part narrative-driven adventure. It looks utterly gorgeous, and these are the types of games that need to be highlighted more for all gamers out there. Well, these were some awesome games and I cannot wait. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed and a dislike if you didn't, subscribe for more Xbox content every single week, and whilst here, check out the video on screen right now of another 8 brand new games coming to Game Pass very soon. You will be surprised as one of these will be an absolute fan favourite coming out very soon.